Say, well, Rick, okay, you're talking to buyers, but what about sellers? Of course, as a seller, I don't want an inspection. I actually have a little bit different opinion. And the reason is, if I'm a seller and I sell the home and there's no inspection, first of all, I'm worried that during that sort of due diligence period before the closing, that the buyer might get cold feet and say, wait a minute, I'm spending $300,000. I never even had it inspected. And my dad said, be careful of this. And my brother said this. And my sister, I don't want to do this anymore. And they walk from the transaction. So that's one reason. But I think the bigger concern I have is that, so the only thing they're relying on is what that seller disclosure says. And I would be worried that in court, a judge might say, well, wait a minute, seller, you knew every single word in here was going to be relied upon by the buyer because the buyer waived their inspection. Any words in there that were unclear, well, court might look at it more favorably for a buyer. I'm not saying I've seen that happen, but it just makes me a little nervous that a court might say, no, seller, you knew exactly what was happening. You had a duty to make sure that you were clear and articulate in your words. And if you didn't do a good job of explaining where you answered yes, say to any question, could possibly work against a seller in court.